How's it going, Nate? Jesse here, and I'm gonna go over the game I created in Xcode. So the name of the game is Space Wars, and explain a few things about Xcode game development. Quite different from what we went over in class, and I may have bit off a little more than I can chew, but I really wanted to make a game, and I learned an incredible amount about Swift and Xcode. So, um, So yeah, like I said, it didn't work entirely. The the collisions in the game are the issue. I mean, everything else is working perfectly except the fact that it will not delete the individual characters. So you can see that they're actually interacting. But anyway, each piece of a game is called a node. Each individual bullet, each character, each label, um, this this label right here, and there is a node counter right here. And the goal is to not have the nodes can accumulate if you don't set them to delete, and it will overload the game, and there will be too much memory, and the game will crash. So you're fighting memory as well is trying to make it look nice and do exactly what we're trying to do. So I guess I'll go over with the code right now. This is the main game scene class. Got the import sprite kit, which is the individual pictures. This is a sprite right here. It's preloaded textured images. This physics category allows, it gives categories to each individual object or node and allowing them to interact with one another. For instance, we want the bullets and the people to interact, bullets and enemies, but not the bullets and the player itself. So it's set to where even the spaceship will affect the enemies. And it's that pretty cool stuff. It's some awesome things that are included in Xcode. There is a physics system that simulates actual, like, realistic physics, like gravity, and it'll even slow the bigger objects down in your game to be more realistic. So right here is the main class, the game scene class, and it's implementing the SK scene, S scene, and physics contact delegate, which allows the contacts to interact. This is the variable, declaring a few of the variables. Score is the open integer value. Player is the image sprite spaceship. And this is the label. This is the label right here that is not exactly working, but anyway. So did to move allows the scene to be drawn. This is everything here is what is displayed on the scene. This allows each individual contact to be logged. I had a log, so every time it would hit, it would put a log and record it right here. But for some reason, it's not doing that at the moment. I'm not sure why. So this is the background color, allowing you to change whichever color you want back here. This group right here is the player information. It's giving the attributes to the player. This is the size, or this is what the position on the screen. Fifth down and halfway across the screen is where it starts. The scale of the player. This is the actual size that allows the interaction. It's like the border of it, allowing things to crash into the edges. And this is the gravity, so we put false because we don't want the ship to just fall straight down. And these two are putting into categories, like I said, allowing the certain ones to interact. This is just labeling them. And self-add player is adding the player to the scene. And these two variables right here are the timing, allowing the timing of this one is the bullets, allowing the bullets to shoot at certain intervals, and this one is the enemy respawning at certain intervals. You could change it right here, mess it up. And this is the score label display. Even though it's not displaying anything right now, I know it's working. I don't know why it's not showing the things like it has been. Because right here, the log, it should be saying boom every time something interacts. Okay, but to move on, this adds the score label to the scene. This is the Space Wars title. I didn't get it to disappear. It has a duration, but I was unclear with the syntax. And this is probably the biggest part of the game, the one I had the most trouble with. It is the collision detection of the game nodes, each individual piece. Basically, in either case, it sometimes switches which one hits the enemy first, or the bullet hits the enemy, so we had to put two conditions to either way to match both of them. And how this should work right here is this should allow the contacts to take place. And for some reason, the tutorial I followed, it was an older version, and the syntax has been changed, and it allows for an error. I could show you. Just take away that can't talk, exclamation mark, and things should just start breaking. Let's see if this guy will run. See, I do it. Build failed, all to do with one stinking line. I had to put these in here. These are the only things that make the errors go away. Huh, are you kidding me? It's working right now for the first time. This is unreal. But okay, so I'm gonna keep going. So just this right here, wow, I'm shocked right now. Okay, this is the collision with the bullets, and this is what is incrementing the score. So I wonder if I crash into this, it'll kill me. Maybe I have to get rid of this guy too. Oh man, Xcode is very sensitive. I've had to revert to saving this in a Word document and then pasting in because I can't undo. So build failed. Okay. Well, something worked, so let's not go there. Alright, and this right here would be the end scene condition if I were to crash into an enemy spaceship. It would send me to the restart menu, and then it would show me a high score as well, along with the current score. And these are a little out of order, but this right here is what declares the bullets. This is a function that spawns the bullets, declares it right here, names it as a sprite node. This is a scale. This Z position is the depth. This is a third. This allows things to sit behind or in front of one another. And this follows the trajectory of the bullet. This deletes the nodes after they leave the screen. The reason we can do that, right up here, the condition allows the node to be deleted so it doesn't stack up and crash the game. But yeah, this is the category of the bullets. This is affected by gravity, and this adds the bullets to the scene. This right here declares the enemies. This is the file. This is the scale, resizing it. This spawns the enemy's position. It's 1/8 across the top of the screen. It'll respawn in 8 different positions. And it also, the width minus 20. Oh yeah, it starts from above the screen. And then the ships, okay, and this is the physics for the individual bullets, or for the enemies. And then this deletes the enemies if they in fact get through and untouched. Okay, and these are override functions that allow the user to touch these on mobile devices. It should touch just like the mouse on a touch screen and I think the shooting is just continuously. Okay, so I'll move to the end scene. Can't show that without the condition to happen, but it's pretty simple. It's just a gray screen with a restart button. This is giving the size. This is the size of the button. This is the position of the button in the center. This is the name of what's on the bullet. This is the color of the button. Sorry. And this is the control events for the button. And this is the function itself that is called once the button is pressed. So, and I also had a background to go, but there was also an issue with that. It was a simulated like snow. It would have kind of been close to a kind of stars, and it looked pretty nice. But I couldn't get the both to work at the same time. These are the individual files. And yeah, for the most part, I think that is the majority of the game. Like I said, sorry that I couldn't get it all done, but I did bite off a little more than I could chew. It was definitely fun though. I had a great time. I just wish I would have had a little more reference. Like finding some of the stuff online was really frustrating. I even had the source code for the original like game demo, which I can show you.
As far as I've tried it. And now also you can see that our background, I just switched it back actually, but our background is this ugly gray.
Like you could see, it's pretty similar, following the tutorial, but this was done in a different version of Xcode, allowing different formats to be allowed, to be accepted. But yeah, overall, that's the general game. There's anything else you need me to, if you want me to try to send you the code over Xcode, I could do that. So hope you enjoyed it. there's anything else, let me know, and thanks a lot.